Yeah, I think the biggest issue for the states now is that they need to raise revenue to support all the state programs that they have to fund. So they're really trying to strike a balance between taxing individuals and businesses and also promoting economic development. You may have seen something recently in the news here in Massachusetts with a company that relocated its headquarters to Mass in GE. And what Massachusetts did there was they offered GE a tremendous amount of tax breaks to encourage them to locate their headquarters in Massachusetts. And it's somewhat controversial because the state is giving up tax dollars in providing these incentives, but they're hopeful that the GE investment and the relocation of the headquarters is going to spur enough economic development to more than pay back those lost taxes through those programs. And in striking that balance, it creates a lot of complexity because there's a variety of taxes that the states are levying to raise the funds, but then they're offering other incentives and other opportunities. And one of the things that I do is I try to help business navigate through those to make sure they're mitigating their risks, paying the taxes they owe, but also taking advantage of any opportunities that the state is offering to attract them and retain them in the state. The biggest challenge it really comes from the fact that many of the state tax laws were developed back in the 60s and 70s, and now the economy has changed so much that there's a lot of challenges in applying these old laws to the new business models that we see. For example, online sales is a big area with respect to sales tax. There is a rule that a business does not have to collect and remit sales tax unless they have a physical presence in a state. And when we have businesses selling online, they don't have to have a physical presence in a state to sell their product. So the states are very frustrated by this because they're not able to collect, oftentimes, sales tax on those sales. So what the states have done is they've really tried hard to find any possible way to attribute a physical presence to a business. So they have this concept of click-through nexus, where if the online seller hires a third party that has a physical presence in a particular state to put up a click-through button on their site to get to the retailer, they would attribute that physical presence of the third party to the business and impose sales tax on them. Yeah, the states would like the sellers to report who's buying goods in the state so that they can compel the buyer to self-assess use tax, or they would like to impose their tax on all businesses, but pursuant to the Constitution, there is restrictions. And there needs to be a sufficient connection between the business and the state in order for them to be able to tax them. Mm-hmm. So I think this is going to end up in the courts at some point, but it has not been a fast process. And each state has tried to do different things, so there's not a lot of uniformity there as well.